ABC, it's me again. I meant to make this video a while ago. I'm way behind on making these videos, but decided to pull out some records. Not going to show any new records. This is all going to be old stuff, antiques I found digging around over the past couple months. It's your usual mixed bag stuff. No metal. I'm also going to do a sealed to revealed, so stay tuned. All right, I went back to Hound Dog Hoovers. I guess I got more jazz 7 inches. Now this one's kind of special, which is why I'm pulling it out of its sleeve here. This is Sonny Clark on Blue Note from 1958. The A side is Gee Baby Ain't I Good to You, and the B side is Black Velvet. It's a trio with Sonny Clark on piano, Jimmy Merritt on bass, and Wesley Landers on drums. Now, this never appeared on album. This was released especially as a 45. And was only issued on CD on a Japanese Blue Note, which I have. So I just discovered that that's what this was. I had to get it. This isn't a radio edit. This isn't, just album tracks. This is dedicated 45 on Blue Note. A little hard to pass up there. Pretty cool item. So Sonny Clark this is a little more in the straight ahead, hard bop kind of vein, which is not totally my bag, but this is really super tasty stuff. I've had that CD for a long time, and it's perfect dinner music. Just really chill, very tasty. Just a piano trio. Borders on kind of cocktail piano, but it's so good. It's not that. It's just really good. I'm really excited about that. And I had to grab another Blue Note 45 from Hound Dog Hoovers, Lou Donaldson Sputnik Part 1 and Part 2. So this is an album track stretched over 2 sides. It's from the album Taken Off. Lou Donaldson, I think that's what it's called, The Rocket Ship. Curtis Fuller, Lou Donaldson, Sonny Clark again, George Joyner, and Art Taylor. This is cool. Both of these are mono, obviously. This is also from 1958. Cool stuff. I'm going to be getting more of those things. Here's another 7-inch I got at another store. Captain Sensible, this is your Captain speaking. His first EP on Crass Records. This is a little gatefold thing, EP. Has that great track, The Russians Are Coming. Kind of appropriate song here now, 30 years later. 40 years later, 30, whatever. So this is from 1980, I think, something like that. 79, 80. Captain Sensible, of course, was founding member of The Damned. I noticed Zeke, the Vinyl Geek, has been showing some Damned records. I didn't realize he was into punk so much. This is classic UK punk. Really kind of melodic, and we're so far out from the punk era. This sounds really pretty tame, but it's great. I'm psyched about that. Not something you see every day. All right, that's it for 7 inches. I know that's not everybody's bag, and I used to claim it wasn't my bag either, but apparently, so it goes. Cheers, VC. Oh, for those that care, I am having a Blackstone Brewery winter oatmeal stout. It's quite lovely. No chocolate or anything like that. It's just your basic British style oatmeal stout. Very nice. All right. LPs. Found a couple Blue Notes. Now, I'm not a huge Oregon jazz guy. I'm particularly not into Jimmy Smith. A great player, but it can get a little churchy, a little jumpy for me. But I noticed this record, I'm Moving On, has Grant Green playing guitar. Now Grant Green, he's another guy like Sonny Clark, and they made some records together actually on Blue Note. You know, just a really tasteful player, not a real hot shot, not a Wes Montgomery, but just really smooth, really nice playing. And this is a really chill record. This is not churchy and jumpy. It's quite relaxing. I like that cover with the Jaguar white walls there. I'm moving on. It's a Hank Snow tune. It's kind of interesting, a jazz version of a country tune. But yeah, this is a really nice record. Original Blue Note, deep groove, Van Gelderen, the Dead Wax. Yeah. Now this is more to my taste when it comes to organ jazz. Larry Young. This is Contrast from 1967. I'm not sure. This is 64, I think, something like that. Yeah, 1967. This is an interesting record. Now, Unity is his big, you know, famous record on Blue Note, and then there's Lawrence of Newark's other famous record. This one I wasn't familiar with, but this is excellent. This is as good as Unity to my taste. Doesn't have quite the heavy-hitting lineup that Unity has. In fact, a bunch of players I'm not familiar with. Hank White on flugelhorn, Tyrone Washington on tenor sax, Herbert Morgan on tenor sax, Larry Young on organ, of course, Eddie Wright on guitar, Edward Gladden on drums, Stacey Edwards on conga, and on one song, Althea Young, Wild as the Wind, which is really lovely. This is, you know, it's Larry Young, so it's rooted in that hard bop organ thing, but it gets kind of free and out there, and these tenor players, you know, I hadn't heard of them, but they're, you know, right in that Coltrane bag, and you got that conga going, so there's kind of a soul flavor kind of sometimes, and then you have a really beautiful song sung by Althea Young, his wife, I guess. And this is freaking mint. When I saw this, I was like, is this a reissue? Because this is super clean. In fact, it was in shrink wrap. But from what I can tell, this is original 1967, you know, deep groove, stereo, Van Gelderen, the Dead Wax. You know, I guess it's not super highly desirable record, although it wasn't exactly cheap. But, you know, if I see Blue Notes in decent condition, and they're not ridiculously expensive, I'm gonna pick them up. But this, excellent. All right, some more jazz. Charlie Mariano, Mirror on Atlantic from 1972. This is a great record. This is my kind of jazz, kind of electric, kind of fusiony, but kind of edgy, not cheesy. This is great. This is so Charlie Mariano plays reeds and flute and stuff. Didn't make many records under his own name. But this has David Spinoza on guitar, Pat Rebello on keyboards, George Mraz on bass, on string bass, Tony Levine, I think it's Tony Levin actually, on electric bass, Ray Lucas on drums, Airto, Morier, and Ralph McDonald on percussion, and Asha Pulte sings on one of these tracks. This is a great record. Yeah, highly recommend it. This is a big VC fave, and you see it around sometimes, but it's usually trashed for whatever reason. But I found a decent copy of it. Things We Like by Jack Bruce, John McLaughlin, John Heisman, Dick Hextall Smith. This is American pressing on Atco from, I think it's came out in 1970, it was recorded in 1968. So he was still a member of Cream when he made this. And he's playing, you know, stand-up acoustic bass. And this is a straight-up, like, British jazz record, you know, from this period. Kind of loose, kind of free, not exactly free. This is young John McLaughlin, so he's not ripping it up like he would later. But it's really nice record, really. And you gotta love the blue Ferrari back there, yeah. Things We Like, yeah, good stuff. And another Cream side project, Ginger Baker, Stradivarius, also on Atco from 1972. This features Fela Kuti, who co-wrote most of the material and plays keyboards, not saxophone, thankfully. I'm sorry, but he's not a very good saxophone player, in my opinion. So this is kind of a rock drummer's take on African music, and it's pretty good. It's mostly a jam, but it's pretty good. Unfortunately, side 2 is taken up by an overlong drum solo. I mean, yeah, it's his record, but drum solos are almost never a good idea, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'll be picking up the needle when it gets to that point in the future. What can I say? Some more Les McCann. Second movement, Eddie Harris with Les McCann on Atlantic from 1971. This is a follow-up to that Swiss Movement record, that live jam record. This is a studio record with Les McCann on electric keyboards and lots of singing, and it's more of a soul jazz record, but really nice and cheap. $3, whatever. Really nice. And then there's this, Les McCann, Another Beginning. This is a DJ promo copy, also on Atlantic from 1974. That's a great cover. It had promise. Well, now here's the thing. I put this on last night, and I'm like, this is, because it's a straight up soul record. There's very little jazz going on here. And I'm like, I'm sitting there kind of disappointed. But Liz comes in and she's like, what is this? This is wonderful. I love this. So, hey, if Liz likes it, it's a keeper. All right, I've been looking for a decent copy of this for a long time. Tim Buckley's Goodbye and Hello. Original on Elektra. When is this from? 69, I think, something like that. His second or third record. What is there to say about Tim Buckley? I'm kind of a latecomer to him, but I just love it. I mean, he's still kind of in his straight up folk rock kind of thing here. It's not as experimental as Lorca, not by any means, but it's interesting. He's got some jazz players, and his voice is just so expressive. Yeah, great stuff. So now I'm only missing his very last record. All right, it's time to play Sealed to Revealed. My friend Jim Hart, hey Jim, if you're watching, sent me a text saying the Grimies had gotten in a bunch of really cool stuff. So, and I hadn't been there in a while, and so I thought, well, I'll go check it out. And I think all the other record collector dudes in town had picked it all over by the time I got there, but this was up on the wall. Love, False Start, Still Sealed. This is 1970, I think, something like that. They also had a still sealed copy of the one before that, the double album. I forget what it's called. Still sealed with this sticker. I thought about buying it, but it's like I couldn't open it. I have a decent play copy of that, but that sticker was so cool. All right, so this only has a little. It's not even a hype sticker. It's just a track listing. I mean, and you can see the shrink is already starting to fail. But now this is a record. Originals, you see them around sometimes, but this black cover is often just ringwear central, so it's a little hard to resist. So we're going to take off the shrink wrap and take a look at it. Sorry, Andreas. I can't do sugar. All right. Look at that. Minty, minty, mint. And that cracking sound. Oh, you gotta love it. All right. Love. This is on Blue Thumb. Give a date here. I think it's 1970. They're kind of past their prime at this point, but I love the band Love, and I collect their records, and this is a beautiful copy of this. That was fun, right? Sealed, revealed. All right. No metal, but Metal Machine music. Yeah, I saw this for a really good price. The record seems unplayed, although whoever played this record? Well, I played this record. I quite liked it. I'm not a big Lou Reed fan, and I'm inclined to say this is maybe his best record. The line was that this was just a joke. He was trying to get out of his contract with RCA, and it's just a bunch of noise. And well, it is just a bunch of noise, but his notes and it's, no synthesizers. This is good. I think there's enough happening here where you have to say, well, this isn't just, he's not just taking a piss. Am I going to listen to this every day? Well, no, but I'm glad to have it. All right, here's an odd record. Don't see Brazilian records in Tennessee very much, and this is from the 80s, so not that exciting, but it is I can't say his name, Alcio Valencia? Valencia? Magico. It's on Barclays in Brazil from 1984. One of his primo psych folk records from the 70s was recently reissued, which I have, and it's wonderful. He's kind of a big deal in Brazilian music, and aside from 80s production touches that sound a little dated, this is a really pretty nice record. And it was cheap. It was like they didn't know what it was, and so I had to snag it. Alright, here's an odd record. The Hafler Trio. Well, it's a split. The Hafler Trio on side A with Ben Roch Ab Shalosh Shethem Yachad Tabodo. Is that Yiddish? Hebrew? Not really sure. And the B-side is Luciano Dari Idrogeni Superiori on the Musica Maxima Magnetica label out of Italy. From, I looked this up before and I can't remember now what it was, 80s. Now, the Hafler Trio is a group I'd heard of, but never really checked out. And it turns out it's just one guy, Andrew McKenzie, I think his name is. I could be wrong. And then just whoever he gets to work with him. And so what is it? Sound art? Not like academic music, concrete kind of stuff, but more like coming from a, punk kind of thing. I don't know. There's an interesting little booklet inside that talks about their philosophy and stuff like that. It's weird. And then this, Luciano Dari, who is the founder of this label, this is one of only 2 records he made. It's a little more straightforward, electronic music, even some beats at the end. Kind of a industrial feel a little bit. Hafler Trio apparently worked with folks like Nurse with Wound and Autechre and people like that. So, kind of along those lines. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I see things like that and I have to pick them up. Alright, Stephen Halpern and Dallas Smith, Threshold. This is on Gramavision. Major label. I have a bunch of Stephen Halpern records, and this is really, really good. This is not, as lovely as those Fender Rhodes, Spectrum Suite, the really new agey stuff. I like those records. This is not really that. This is a little more music, not like soporific. And Dallas Smith plays lyricon and flute and stuff like that, and this is just great electronic music. I listened to this a number of times, and I really like it. Threshold. I'm thinking Carm knows about this. This is right up his alley. I haven't seen Carm around in a while. Maybe he doesn't like me anymore. Cheers. Alright, sorry this is going on too long. I'm babbling. One more record to show. Another one that Carm, I'm guessing, would know about. He would certainly like if he doesn't know about it. Sacred Cities by Gary Hughes on the Audion label. Now, I basically bought it because it's on the Audion label. I have a little Raji record on Audion that I like quite a bit. And so this is from 1986. We are well into the digital era here, and so he's playing the dreaded DX7 emulator and Sonic Mirage sequential drum tracks, this rolling thing. We got some analog things going here. We got some Oberheim, Arp Quadra, stuff like that. If you're the kind of person that digital oscillators hurt your ears, well, you're not going to like this. Personally, I think the synthesizer sounds are quite nice on here. What really dates this is those drum machine sounds, and not to mention his outfit. There's a hair and makeup credit. So this guy Gary Hughes apparently hasn't made a lot of records under his own name, but has played keyboards live with people like Bjork and stuff like that. He's still active. But this is one of the few records he made. And yeah, I like it. It's not going to be for everybody. There you go. All right, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Really appreciate your comments. And you're just taking the time to listen to me ramble. I've got some music I'm going to put up on Bandcamp this weekend, so I'll be back to talk about that. And you can watch that or not. It's up to you. Take care, everyone. See you real soon.